Me again, campers. Heidi ho! Man, behind me on the whiteboard, you can see that communication model that we've been talking about. And whoa, there. So let's settle in here. Let's remember where we've been. In hyperspeed, my hyperspeed recap of the last few videos. Eventually, there are going to be 10 terms to know and love. Now, that's important, 10 terms. Right now, the terms that we own, the terms that you know, or you've written them down so you can use that notebook on the test. Okay? The terms that we know: sender, receiver, message, encode, decode, channel of transmission. Okay? Those are the terms that we've discussed so far. Some of those terms were in red. There's problems when Tony tries to encode to Tina. When Tony encodes in Spanish, okay, there's problems. You know, will you go to the prom with me is his message. But she can't decode that or decipher or deconstruct that code because she's cheated her way through every Spanish class she's ever had. She doesn't know the code. All right, so remember where we've been. We have a sender, Tony, who has a message: I want to go to the prom with you. He's going to give that to Tina, the receiver, the getter of the message. Okay, he's picked a poor code in Spanish, so he reinvents this whole concept and he picks the English language at the 8th grade level. Yay, she has the ability to decode that. He still failed in channel of transmission. When he got on the intercom, when he slipped that note into her locker, okay, when he put the billboard up on 35, there are so many channels of transmission, okay? Hundreds and hundreds of different ways. The puzzle pieces, chocolate chip cookies, with pizzas with it spelled out. I've seen a million, okay? Not all of them have been cool either. All right, but Tony is going to pick verbal face-to-face as his channel of transmission. This is a good one. This is one that's near and dear to my heart. Tony is going to walk up to her, right? He's going to go up to her, and he's going to look right at her, and he's going to say, hey, Tina, I sure would love it if you accompany me to the prom. Oh, yeah, no, there's still problems. Okay, the next two terms, the terms that we're going to talk about today, problems. All right, take a look at the slide that we'll drop this in now. Notice that there are two more terms, okay? External noise and internal noise. External noise and internal noise. Let's get some simple definitions here first. External noise can be best defined simply as the physical noise inside the environment where in this case, the conversation is taking place. External noise, the physical noise inside the environment in which the communication is taking place. In other words, what's it sound like in the room? Is it noisy? Is it quiet? Is there a gentle hum from the projector? What's going on in the room physically as far as the noise is concerned? Okay? All right, physical noise. The noise inside the environment, the physical noise inside the environment. All right? Man, I tell you what, we've already seen a great example. If Tony breaks into the band room, stands at the door, and says, hey, Tina, want to go to the... But they're all playing? That physical noise? Nope. He's already picked the poor channel of transmission in the intercom, which doesn't even play in the band room. Now he's going to pick channel of transmission as verbal face-to-face, but if it's too noisy, if it's too noisy, it will fail. And you think Oh, Tony's smarter than that. No, listen. I have seen people screw this up so badly. I chaperoned a couple of school dances way back when. Oh my God, I will never do that again. Not that I don't love you guys, I do. But I just, the school dances, ooh, man, especially some of the dancing. I don't want to see that. Hey, listen. I have seen people in the middle of a very, let me turn that down. Let me turn that on. There. I've seen people in the middle of the loudest thumping, bumping, happy music. I've seen people in the middle of the dance floor turn to each other and try and have a conversation. Like, hey, I think we need to talk. Okay, I think you need to wait. It's too loud. Physical noise inside the environment. I've seen it at concerts. I've seen it at sporting events. It's like, calm, just talk later instead of screaming at each other. Okay? All right. And it really happens too, like in the classroom. I teach on the garden level. And when the band comes out from the band room to walk to the practice field to practice their marching, they're going to practice their marching out on the actual field. They all play and they all drum as they walk past the classroom. I have to just sit and be quiet. My students are looking out the windows, and it's physically too loud for me to send my messages, my little teacher messages. Okay? Man, I tell you what, this is the easy one to get our heads around. It's just too loud. Physical noise inside the environment. But then there's this internal noise. And I am going to tell you that internal noise is your nemesis. This is your enemy. I'm not even joking with you. Internal noise runs rampant in your brains. Here's the definition, though. Let's define it first. Internal noise is the noise inside your head. What? Yeah, the noises inside your head. Here's a different way of thinking about it. Internal noise is daydreaming, or drifting away, or zoning out. Okay? Daydreaming, drifting away, zoning out. Internal noise. You're in your brain. Someone is talking to you. Hey, Tina, I want, and you're hearing Charlie Brown's parents. It's quiet in the room. There's no physical noise. There's no external noise. Because external noise, we can just shut that. We can shut that TV or radio off, right? But there's a lot of internal noise. Tina is thinking. Tina is lost. I had a student one time. Was sitting like this at his desk for a long time, and I was giving a lecture. And I walked over to him. I got close to him, and I could see that there was nothing in his notebook. There was a little drool, and he was just like, okay. So I did what they did in teacher school. I got really close, and what they told me to do in teacher school. I got really close to him, and I talked a little louder. It's called proximity, and it's supposed to. It didn't work. The dude was still lost, zoned out. So I did something they didn't teach me in teacher school. I took my yardstick and I banged it on his desk, and he went, ah, ah, and I said, Tom, where were you just now? And he said, I swear to God, he goes, I was in the Bahamas. I said, what? He goes, Joswiak, my family and I went to the Bahamas for spring break. It was awesome. awesome. There were beaches, girls. I said, Tom, try to pay attention. Try to pay attention. 2 minutes later, I swear, not even 2 minutes later, I look over and this dude is gone again. He's not hearing a word because he's in his head. He has drifted off. He has zoned out. Look at the giant asterisks here. The giant asterisks. Okay, campers, I'm not even joking with you. This is your problem, and to an extent, it's everybody's problem. But University of California, Berkeley has just come out with a new study. And honestly, quite frankly, they suggest that your generation, the generation of now, okay, your generation has the shortest attention span of any human generation. You drift off at the drop of a hat. As a matter of fact, the article is titled, "We Now Have a Shorter Attention Span Than a Goldfish." It's true. It's true. You drift off at the drop. Oh, pretty squirrel. Oh, I'm sorry. You go to the Bahamas. You go to the Bahamas like Tom in an instant. And all I need to do is say a trigger word and off you go. I say trigger words like cabin or money or boyfriend or girlfriend or school or work. I say trigger words like parents or, grandparents. I say trigger words like travel or Florida or blah, 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 and snowboarding and skiing, and off you go into your own private revelry, And man, you zone out, and you don't hear what's next in the conversation. True story. Okay. All right, we've talked about sender and receiver and encode and decode and feedback and channel of transmission. Now we've talked about external noise and internal noise. Now here's just a little question. Here's a little question for you. I snuck in a new term just now. Brand new that we haven't talked about yet. Did you catch it? Did you hear it? Yeah, probably, but maybe not. Maybe not. If you clicked or ticked off on one of those trigger words that I said, like job, work, vacation, money, travel, grandpa, grandma, mom, parents. When I said those trigger words, how many of you went somewhere in your own brain, off to the cabin or whatever? Yeah. You may not have heard the new term that I snuck in. That new term was feedback. And we're going to talk about that later. But right now, the two terms, external noise, the physical noise inside the environment, and internal noise, the noises in your head, daydreaming, drifting away, zoning out, or I'll even take on the test, going to the Bahamas in your mind. Okay? And trust me when I say it. It's your nemesis, and I'm not pointing my finger at you. I'm not one of those teachers, you darn kids. I'm not. I'm so quick to drift off too. I had ADHD before it was even invented. My teachers hated me. All right? It's a long, true story. Okay? But now listen. I had a student come in one time, and he showed me his the back of a notebook, 24 hours after I gave this lecture. And there were check marks all over. And I said, "What's that?" He goes, 78, Joswiak. I said, 78 what? And he said, "I kept track. 78 times I drifted off in other classes since you've given that lecture about internal noise. Told me I had a shorter attention span than a goldfish. 78 times I drifted off." And he said, He said, most of them are in math class. I said, how are you doing in math? He goes, oh, not good. Not good. No wonder not good. You're not there. You're in the Bahamas. All right? Man, oh, woman. Okay? Now, there are ways to fight internal noise. There are. And at the end of the lectures about the terms of the at the end of the lecture on the terms of the communication model, I will systematically show you hints on how to be better at our communication, including but not limited to how to fight internal noise. Yay, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. All right, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to get the last two terms next video, including the one I snuck in on you, feedback. There is one more term in red, however, and Tony can still screw this up. You know, Tony is talking to Tina in the middle of the band. External noise. Okay? Tony confronts Tina while she's thinking about something else. You know, she's in this pretty squirrel moment. All right? Okay, listen. If Tina is late for the ACT test and she's driving and she gets to school and she's running down the hallway, all she's thinking about is getting to that test. And if Tony says, hey, Tina, I have a question for you. Whee! Internal noise. She's somewhere else, zoned out. She's thinking about something else. All right, campers, 1,000 examples of internal noise. Your mom comes down to your room and you got your controller in your hand. You get your controller in your hand, and you're playing the video game. All right, and your mom starts talking to you, and she says, "Turn that down." So you turn it down just enough. Okay, you eliminate the external noise, and she starts talking to you, and she's telling you things that are important. And you're even looking right at her. You're looking right at her, and you're going, "Oh, yeah, yeah, mom, yep, But you're hearing Charlie Brown's parents. Want. Why? Because you're somewhere else in your brain. Internal noise. Come on, get in. And you're late for dinner at grandma's house, or you don't take out the trash or whatever. And now you're in deep trouble. Internal noise, your nemesis. Yeah, it really is. More tomorrow, or next time, or in 10 minutes. The last two terms still coming.